The Quench, where you ask, we answer.
Now, before the break, we were involved in a very hearty conversation and we were trying to understand whether men and women can be just friends. Underlining the word just friends. And we said it's just not acquaintances, colleagues, business partners. It's not that relationship. It is that close friendship that we are talking about today. And we had a few words and we had a few thoughts and we had someone tell us that it is a waste of time. Okay? And I'm seeing Pastor Kimani shake his head. He agrees. That men, female youth, hormonal youth, male and female friendships are nothing but a waste of time. We had other people tell us that females are jealous. I don't know who you are. I don't know who your friends are, but I am praying for you. And they say that they don't have good intentions, that they will not provide this and that and this and that. And suppose you're the boyfriend and or the girlfriend. Would you allow your partner to have a best friend, and underlining the word best friend, according to your own personal definitions, of the opposite gender? Okay, they are seriously, it is dangerous. What is your motive? What is your motive? Make clear your intention. Now, I want us to do a quick yes or no. Yes or no. So it's a second. 1, 2, 3 seconds. Tell us, if your partner had a best friend of the other gender, would you be for or against it? For or against it?
Against it.
Against it. Pass it to the next person. Let's hear. So we can have an ultimatum as we are moving.
No, no. Obvious against it.
Against it. Someone else?
Obviously, against it.
Against it. Against it,
If I'm special to you, that means I am supposed to be your best friend and your girlfriend. So no.
Okay. That's what we saw some claps. Okay, Edwin, tell us. You
Against.
Against. Against. I think those are I think those have spoken on behalf of everyone.
Other people are looking for this friendship, and somebody is out there. If I finish my relationship, somebody else is coming in.
Yeah, and this works even for intimate relationships. Yeah. Now, I want to get this from the audiences. When did you feel your friend was overstepping?
There's a situation where one of my friend is a schoolmate. Let me say a schoolmate. So he told me he was coming from somewhere. So he told me he was going to stay at my house maybe one day. To correct something from the school. Then he was like, he overstayed like 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
So low, yeah. Even like, I was so, the hospitality I had, like, so this guy is still here. So like the budget I planned for the other things, so now it is complicated. So I had to ask myself, is it wrong if I tell him like he has to go, but he won't feel good?
He won't feel good, yes.
Yeah, so such a kind of a thing, I was like, so I had to fake something, like somebody's calling, my girlfriend is calling, so that person, she had to call.
I want us to take note on what he did. What he did when he realized that his boundary was being overstepped. Okay. He lied.
I told God, I know it is not good to do this, but sometimes I don't have any way. So I had to work for some things, and maybe I want to go somewhere and this guy is here. He's new here. So like, I had to fake something. Like, she called me and she told me, I'm coming tomorrow. Then I was like, so you will come to maybe even the other day than tomorrow. She told me, no, I'm coming tomorrow, because I told her to say like that. So she did it. And in the right way, the guy had the conversation. So the guy has to move. Like, okay, I gave him the money to go because I don't have a choice. Like, this guy is here, so I had to do it.
So you had to invite someone else to come and tell them to leave?
No. The girl called me on phone and she was like, she's my girlfriend now. She will come at the house. So like, we can't stay two men. And I love privacy, by the way. So like, the privacy is good.
The staying two men is a discussion we'll have another day.
Yeah.
I'm Peter, and personally, I love personal boundaries, and I won't narrow it down to a specific scenario, but I just love that personal space, that if it is in my house, that I don't want to be visited at this time and this time. If they are my close friends, I don't have to follow them or follow each other in every place that they are going just because we are
Friends.
I just need that personal and long time. And when we come close friends, maybe some people tend to misuse it, that now that you are close friends, where you are, I must be there. You have to come in my house at any time that you feel like, even without informing me. But for me, it's no.
Yeah. So you have people visiting you at which hours?
You just have to notify me.
In the middle of the night?
No. As long as you are coming, even during the day, you just have to notify me that you are
coming. Yes, it is your space.
Yeah.
People need to tell you they're coming, not surprise you. You notice something, the examples that we've been given, that either relationships had to end, or someone had to feel extremely uncomfortable, or they had to make up a story. Why could we not have the guts to tell someone on their faces, you are overstepping? So let's discuss that. Have you ever had someone overstep into your space?
Yeah. Many times.
Hey, okay.
But I will first of all talk about the one when I was around in class 4 in primary school. I had some 2 friends, 2 boys, and they were not very good conduct-wise. So they were taking tobacco. So
class 4.
Yeah, class 4. Class 4, they were taking tobacco. So I was born again. I was born again then. So one day they were forcing me to take tobacco, like what they do. One day they lured me to in a particular house, and they forced me to take tobacco. And because I was born again, I refused.
Okay.
So they really beat me up. A class 4 boy. I was really beat.
And this is supposed to be your friends.
Yeah, they were my friends, my neighbors. You see,
people you have grown up with.
People we've grown up with.
What?
So and they for them they totally crossed the boundaries, my jurisdiction, because they were even wanted me to compromise salvation. So but that relationship had to end. By the way, we ended that relationship. Today, I don't want to talk about where they went, because you would not like even to see them, where they are.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
So my name is Grace. And actually, the moment you mentioned that in the first time, I had a scenario. My friend's mom, they usually visit her a lot. And I have several of them. So the moment they come home, they're like, you've become so big. When are you finishing school? When are you doing this? When are you doing that? A lot of questions. And I'm not usually comfortable, answering such kinds of questions, but they persist. When are you doing this? And if you don't respond, they'll go and tell your mom, your daughter is very disrespectful.
She's rude.
She's arrogant. She went to school and became this and that and that. And so I feel it's a lot of pressure for me starting to explain those personal things to these friends of my mom. I don't even know them, but not because they've come to my mom. They're like, do this, do that, do that. And I honestly feel a lot of pressure. And I wish I could tell my mom, please don't invite those friends of yours. But I can't do that. So I feel they overstep my boundaries with all those questions,
Personally, I say that oftentimes boundaries are usually set at the onset of any relationship. And they keep building as the relationship continues.
All right.
Severally, because I've gone to several schools, as I say that I'm a teacher by profession, I'm a counseling psychologist. And at one time I was advised by one of my closest friends on how to cheat. I did not understand how. He was telling me, I want to teach you how to cheat.
How to cheat?
So he was trying to tell me on how to cheat.
In an exam of some sort?
In an exam.
Oh, okay.
Then unfortunately, I decided to escape from the school and disappear for some time and then come back. Then he calls me again. Come back, please. The exam is due. Then
this is cheating in a national examination.
In a national exam.
As a teacher.
As a teacher.
Oh, that is
so
sad.
I said, now, what is this now? It was so dangerous for anyone to be found or to be caught cheating, as we know that cheating is one of the ways or the vices that is not against the rules set by the examiners. Then I decided now I have to disappear. Once I decided to disappear, he calls me again. Come, I have the Mwakenya with me. So I decided now.
This is another teacher.
What do I do? One, I was a student, teacher, a leader. 2, I was one of the pastors there in that institution. And then lastly, I was caught by the principal in town, and then he asked me, what is wrong? What are you doing here? The immediate thing that came to me, because I was advised by my friend, anybody comes on your way, use your brain, cheat immediately and move on. So I got the guts, and then I told the principal, maybe you are mistaking me, or this is a mistaken identity.
You don't, this is not my real face.
I cheated that
I'm not
the person that is in school
It's not me.
is my twin brother.
Oh my God.
And I decided to give 100 shillings to the principal to take to the brother. Then I decided again to run to the school so that now he can give to the person concerned. I realized that these people, the so-called friends, can place you in a dungeon. Because immediately I was now wondering how I will run from the town to the school, to the exam room. Mark you, the exam was already done by somebody. But now the marking was the technique now. Because the handwriting, Yahuyu, is equivalent to mine, which is now fake. So the exam was cancelled.
That is so sad. How do you know that someone is crossing your boundaries?
Okay, number one thing, you must know your boundaries.
Yes.
You have to know your boundaries first. For example, now my boundaries then, I was born again. I'm not supposed to take tobacco. So if you tell me to take tobacco, you're crossing my boundaries.
So you know your do's and your don'ts.
Yeah,
You must
so
know them
you
first.
must know, I cannot, if you have not fenced your compound, you cannot sue me for trespass.
Okay.
Get that point?
I
If you
beg
have
to
not
differ.
fenced,
I beg to differ, and here is my view. What if you have never been in a scenario like that? I'm going to give an example. Felix, you told us your friend overstayed, yeah? You wanted him to stay with you. You wanted him to feel welcome, right? Say you had never been in a situation where you felt like someone overstayed their welcome. How would you know that you have a certain limit to people visiting you?
I'm saying, first of all, allow me to finish that. If you have not fenced your compound, you cannot sue somebody for trespass because you have not set your boundaries. So what I'm saying, first of all, set your boundaries, because once you set your boundaries, you know somebody has crossed that boundaries. Now, in the case of Felix now, it's a bit different now.
Yeah.
Because, you know, for example, like in his case, and this is exactly what I would like to say. If somebody is crossing your boundaries, if you feel you are uncomfortable, please don't be a man pleaser or people pleaser. Tell that person, I am not comfortable if you continue being with me here for a number of reasons, and explain those reasons to that person.
It's easier said than done.
It is, but
It is easier said than done, yes.
It wasn't easy because I thought like I would lose my friend. Instead of that, and you feel bad. So I had to find another way.
But
it wasn't easy.
I know it is not easy, but I will not advise.
Already told me it is a 1 day visit. So it was more than 2 weeks and is now looking even for a job.
Okay, this is my advice now. Don't lie. Don't lie. What you're supposed to do, there is now the wisdom part of it. There is wisdom. You can, I've also had similar cases. Somebody visits you. I had a case, somebody visited me one day. Then he brought other people.
They're no
So
longer
I had to
visiting.
feed them. 5 people were staying in my house and I was a boy. I had to feed them. I was going to...
The budget for a month goes for 1 week.
So what I did, anyway, I know it is not easy. It wasn't easy, but I didn't have to lie. What I did, for me, I left. That was my wisdom at that particular time. Yeah, I left for a day or two. Then when they felt hungry, they had to leave. I told them. So I didn't lie, but I used my wisdom. So
I feel like you had to compromise. You had to leave your own space.
no, yeah, you know something.
Pastor Kimani, tell us, how do you know that someone is overstepping your boundaries? And not what Pastor Joseph has said. You have to first know your boundaries. You have to first understand them yourself, so you can know when someone is actually overstepping them. And he has just a very nice analogy here. Said, if you do not fence your compound, how will I know when I'm stepping into your space? All right. So tell us, how do you know when someone is
thank you.
overstepping into your boundaries?
On a personal perspective, you have to understand that all of us are diverse and we have different ideologies on how to why we have friends. One, I have to understand why I have that friend and how he or she is spending time with me. Otherwise, if somebody comes and overstays or takes time with me, then there is dangerous zones to be taken care of. Number two, somebody must be careful about how that person treats my values. Otherwise, I have my principles. Like, personally, I'm one of the disciplinarians, and I'm told that, hey, take care. If you are taken to Kimani, then it's better you be taken to be somebody else other than this person, because I have set my own values. And if somebody mistreats my values, then something is wrong. Number three, if that person is concerned about my emotional well-being, then I will be careful. Otherwise, like personally, I'm quite hot-tempered. Like those hot-tempered people, if you dare go beyond, then anything can happen. Depending on the moral essence and the reasoning, the fourth law includes the law of difference. I have my own thinking, and the other girl is thinking differently. A man starts to say, okay, hata akienda kwa dhingira yake, the first thing, okay, this is the right person.
You have plans. You have made marriage
During
plans
that time, we tend to think that there is that attachment, and at the end of the day, it may engage into luring the opposite sex. Definitely, you engage into something else.
Yes.
Number two, within that law of difference, somebody is thinking differently, like I am thinking different from what you are thinking. As we said that we have different personalities. My character is different. Somebody is thinking, okay, this person has some good natural resources. The supporting documents are available. Somebody starts changing. You know, sin is calling. I'm using those different words. I think you can get. Somebody is saying, okay, this person. That difference is there. It will automatically come. And remember, we are talking of that during that hormonal age. Age here, when you are hot and
when you are looking for someone.
When you are looking for somebody.
Yes, it is in your mind.
Why do you have to follow for somebody, yet you know that person is not your right person that you are going to engage into marriage? You are wasting your time. Two, if you spend with a person, I'm talking of a psychological perspective, and a social psychologist once said, if you spend for around 300 hours with a person of the opposite sex, sin is calling.
Hey. You are the same people that are agreeing. We can just
reason being.
The same people.
Let me explain. Let me try to expound. You know, we are talking not only for us, the audience, but we're also educating the larger public.
The answer at home, yes.
Remember, if I get used to you, then the immediate thing that comes, I will not fear you. Then the last thing that will come, I will be ready for anything.
What do you mean ready for anything?
Sin is coming.
What do you mean
Sin is calling. Because now I don't fear you. The respect is gone.
Yes.
The other thing is, come, we tease a lot. Come, I peck. Come, I touch.
Okay.
Come, I try. Come, we taste. And finally, come, we stay. Is it true?
And the intention was to be just friends.
And the intention was to be friends. But you have stayed for 3 hours, 300 hours, at least within those jumbled days. Finally, I mentioned two things. There are two things that we have to understand when you have a relationship, either a boy and a girl, or a woman and a lady, and a man. We are talking of two things that you have to understand within your life as you know, it's a walk, it's a gradual walk. As Edu is putting it, and also as you are putting it, it's also necessary to understand the third party. One, there are the so-called early warnings. Utajua huyu mtu amekuja, the first time alikuwa decent, then amekuja na t-shirt. That time anakuja na kale kamiso.
It's hot.
It's hot. Next moment anakuja na trouser. Next time ni dress. The next time, what do you expect?
Nothing.
So you know there is those early warnings. So it's necessary for us to understand the moment you see somebody's character changing and you are in relationship or in good friendship and that person starts changing, those are early warnings. The second one, early warnings that sin is calling. 2, they are the late warnings. Ameanza kukuambia, no, don't worry. You just sit here.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. Come here. Sit here. I am not dangerous. See, you know me. I even went. They will give you all the reasonings. They will give you all the reasonings. The law number 5, run fast.
Be safe.
Remember, be safe. And in fact, that's what it means. It says, be safe, run fast. When Joseph was in Potiphar's house, he never knew the intent of Potiphar's wife. I will mention Potiphar because he is not on earth. If he is here, I would have been afraid. He never knew the intent in Potiphar's wife. But later, the wife comes and says, no, you are the right person. Come, and I want ABC.
Yes.
Because the intent in that person, Potiphar's wife, was different from Joseph's mind. Joseph hata alikuwa innocent akifanya kazi zake.
Yes.
But what about the lady? Different. A late warning, early warning.
Hakuna vile you can be a friend with male ama
Madam
male
Beatrice,
be friends with girls.
I
vitu kama
think
hizo.
we are getting somewhere.
Yes.
You know, we
You
disagree to agree.
Yeah.
I am not saying totally that we have 100% sinners who have rendered a boy and girl
that is my
sinners.
But you don't know.
We are
Even
saying,
percentage, yeah.
we are saying
It's not written on someone's forehead.
it is not even biblically mentioned that you don't have that relationship, a boy and girl. Hakuna mahali imesema ati usiwe.
Friendship, just
It's
friendship.
not recorded. But we are saying, I have to understand that gradually. If this will end up to be sinful, then I have to run fast within the 5 governing laws,
I'm getting now.
which we are getting within the youth counseling psychology.
Allow me to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Edwin said,
Yes.
what his words, it's a wastage of time. And he said, if it's not leading to marriage, what is it leading to? And that is a question I think we should ask ourselves. If it's not leading to marriage, what is it leading to? Because these are hormonal youths, okay?
Yes.
It is different when you have a friend, yeah? But when you are hormonal youth, right now you are looking for someone, you're looking for someone to waste your time, you're looking for someone to settle with. If you're forming a friendship with someone, is it not going to lead there?
But you'll not end up getting the right person. Kwanza, unaona. You need to interact with this male-female relationship. Because you cannot tell me you can go to the market, ama you spot somebody immediately. Na unasema huyu ndio ni wife nimemchukua.
So you have to
need
test the water.
Yeah, you open the avenues. You make sure you interact. See, unajua kabla uanze kudate mtu seriously, you need to know the kind of this man, this male, these females, how they look like, when you are in the ground, in the field.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Maybe I mention one thing, madam. Maybe I mention one thing as we are saying.
Yes.
The whole idea is let us be careful when we are handling those touch boys
Just
and girls.
friends.
If you're being careful,
Yeah.
one moment. If you're being careful, here's my question. Then you will not know my intentions. As Wangeshi Karemi, you would not know that my intention. As Madam Beatrice has said, you can go to the market and spot something, but you have to test the waters, open the avenues, to use her words. Yes. As I am opening my avenues to you, you guys are closed. Maybe they have been closed by someone else, or maybe you have been closed because you've spotted something else. But I'm opening my avenues to you.
Yes.
How will you know that this is my intention?
Thank you
It's
so
a
much.
matter of time.
Because I want to bring that issue now back to the audience personally. The whole thing that we have to think, let us be mindful of hurting the other person. If you start one, then you drop. Then you go to another one. Unless you're going to the market and touching you are trying to get the ripe mangoes. You try this one.
But
this one is not right. This one. At the end of the day, just a minute. You are trying to try which one is right, which one is wrong. At the end of the day, you will be hurt. Somebody will be hurt. Either the person concerned or yourself. Either the mango or the seller. Or the buyer. The three of us. So my request is, when we are trying to get friends as Christians, it is necessary to understand what is the result, where will I go after this, and finally, what is my motive.
What is your motive? Thank you very much. I think let's do a round of applause for that. And Madam Beatrice seems like she's still disagreeing.
Yeah.
She thinks you can be friends.
I disagree because even in our church service, we have youths.
Yes.
We can be friends. I can be friends with, we can be friends with so many people with no intention.
But we're talking about that kind of friendship that...
special friendship, a boy-girl relationship.
Yes,
male,
that's
female.
that you opened emotional support. You said, I'm sorry, you said your name was...
Yes.
Val said emotional support. She said she has a best friend who is male and provides her with the emotional support that she needs.
Yes.
Now, when you find a friend, you're attracted to them. That's the first thing. And then now they're providing emotional support. Where is this thing going? Madam Beatrice, where is it going?
Let me tell you. That kind of friendship is whereby that friend, of course, you have another special friend. The way there was a question. Kuna mtu the lady aliuliza ya kwamba you can have a friend and the other side
have a boyfriend.
A boyfriend now.
A best friend who is
a best friend and
a boyfriend.
A boyfriend. And that area, because not all boys will be your boyfriends, okay? Ile special boyfriends ndio. You'll automatically choose moja. Huyo ni ule special. But what about the rest of the boys? They are just friends, okay? But huyo mwenye anasema anapenda emotional support, then hapo you need to be careful. You need to be clear because don't make the other person jealous. Unaona? Ama inaonekana hujafanya msimamo. Unapenda emotional support huyu because mtu mwenye anakupa emotional support, at the end of the day you will just utafall na ule na uachane na ule mwingine. Unaona?
What if you are looking for someone? Let me say this way. Most of us in this room are unmarried, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Some of us do not have defined partners. You cannot completely say so-and-so is my partner or completely say this other person is my partner. What if you're looking for the person? And give us in 1 minute because we are winding up. What if you're looking for the person? Can you be just friends?
Yeah, you can be just friends. I agree that you can be just friends.
If you're looking for a person, your agenda out there going is to find someone. Can you be just friends?
You can be, and these are the controlling factors. One, control your feelings. If you don't, then
boundary.
There is a problem. Number two, have boundaries.
Yeah, true.
If you have or you mark your boundaries, you can go far. Remember, this is the time, the ions in chemistry, inatafuta mahali pa kuland. Please do not land on the wrong notion. And also number three, be where you are supposed to be at the right time, at the right place. Don't be anywhere. Otherwise, you lose the mark.
All right. So I think we can all agree that this is a pretty controversial issue, but it is an issue that needs to be addressed with boundaries, yes? Understanding clearly what your motivational factors are, understanding clearly what is at stake, for instance, if it is your relationship that is at stake, and understanding clearly what the intention of the other person is. That being said, I think we can culminate the topic for today and say that Christian men and women can become friends if only we understand the boundaries. And with that, this is The Quench with MBCI TV. My name is Wangeshi Karemi, and I'll see you next time.
The Quench, where you ask, we answer.